From the mighty houses of Europe to ancient Asia houses, in the world of monarchy, there exist many royal houses that remain in the news headlines and hold a great deal of popularity around the globe. However, there are still some royal houses in the present world that, despite having rich history, remain hidden from the general public. But do you know who these houses are? Maybe not. In today's video, we bring you the list of 12 unknown royal houses in the world, so without further ado, let's start. At number 12, we have the 264-year-old House of Bourbon II Sicilies from Italy. House of Bourbon II Sicilies of Italy traces its origins to 1759, when the Kingdom of Two Sicilies was formed. Before this, the Italian peninsula was divided into two various states, like Naples and Sicily, where the rule was separated by two different royal houses. However, in 1816, a major diplomatic conference took place called the Congress of Vienna, and this congress ended the Napoleonic Wars by uniting these two regions under the Bourbon dynasty and forming the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. This event consisted of southern Italy and Sicily. Later, this royal house went to play a significant role in the governance of the region for many years by creating stability and prosperity within the kingdom. However, apart from great governance, this royal house and its members invested greatly in the arts, architecture, and culture, leaving a lasting legacy in the region and leading the nation to grow not only financially but also culturally. Now, all this created a positive image of the royal house among the common citizens of Italy, which naturally got them huge public support. But with the adoption of a new constitution in 1946, the power of this royal house was limited to ceremonious. Now, at the present, this royal house includes more than 20 members, with two disputed royal heads, Prince Pedro and Prince Carlo, who hold no special power. Next, we move to Greece, and the royal house of this ancient nation is the House of Glucksburg of Greece. The origins of this prestigious house can be traced back to 1863, when Prince George of Denmark was chosen as the first king of modern Greece by the great powers of Europe, including Britain, France, and even Russia. This selection of Prince George came as part of an international effort to establish a stable monarchy in Greece after the nation struggled for independence from the Ottoman Empire. And from that moment, the Glucksburg royal house became the ruling house of the nation. After the formation, this royal house got love and support from the Greek people, as the ruling house not only led the nation toward prosperity, but also contributed to Greece's expansion by acquiring additional territories, such as Thessaly and Epirus, and was instrumental in Greece's involvement in World War I. However, the House of Glucksburg's reign came to an end in 1973 when Greece abolished the monarchy and established a republic through a referendum. Now, at present, this royal house includes around 9 core members, with Pavlos, Crown Prince of Greece, being the head of the royal house. And despite holding royal titles, the present members of this royal family hold no special power. However, with the help of inherited wealth, they live quite a luxurious and grand life like any other royal in Europe. At number 10, we have the Royal House of Al-Qasimi, which rules the Sharjah and Ras Al Khaimah Emirates of the United Arab Emirates. The House of Al-Qasimi is a prominent royal house within the UAE, and it was formed in 1722 when Sheikh Rashid bin Maktoum Al-Qasimi, the first ruler of the emirate, established the Emirate of Sharjah, all as a separate entity from the neighboring emirates, creating its own identity within the UAE. And over the years, the Al-Qasimi royal house has consolidated its power and authority in the region with powerful leadership. However, since its formation, the royal house played a significant role in the development and modernization of the Emirate of Sharjah, where it witnessed advancements in various sectors, including healthcare, infrastructure, and culture. The Al-Qasimi royal house particularly focused on investing in education institutions and cultural initiatives, where the rest of the UAE was focusing on oil and tourism. This major difference made Sharjah a hub for art and literature in the region, and by doing such distinct development, the members of the royal house not only helped the Emirate of Sharjah, but the UAE as a whole. Now, the current royal family includes more than 9 core members, including its head, Sultan bin Mohammed Al-Qasimi, who is the head of the 300-year-old royal house, still holds a strong influence over the emirate. Next, we move on to the small mountainous nation called Bhutan, which is ruled by the Wangchuck royal house. The Wangchuck royal house of Bhutan, also known as the House of Wangchuck, counts amongst the youngest royal houses in the world. It was formed in 1907 by a visionary leader, Sir Ugyen Wangchuck, who brought various leaders together. Later, he was unanimously elected by the first Druk Gyalpo of Bhutan. Bhutan by representatives of various regions and factions, marking the beginning of the Wangchuck dynasty. The rule of this king, who was also known as the First Dragon King, brought stability and unity to Bhutan, which was previously divided into various feuding territories, and by establishing a centralized authority, he laid the foundation for a modern nation-state. Since its foundation, there have been 5 kings through successive generations, and the Wangchuck royal family has played a crucial role in the development of Bhutan on various fronts, especially on the economic and cultural fronts, leading the nation to overall growth. However, 116 years later, the royal house still exists with more than 8 core members, with the head of the house being the 43-year-old King Jigme Khachar Namgyal Wangchuck. With time, the power of the royal members of Wangchuck Royal shrunk to only ceremonious activities, and after 2008, with the establishment of the new constitution, the members of the house have evolved to align with Bhutan's new democratic values. At number 8, we have a royal house that rules the state of Johor of Malaysia, and this is the House of Temenggung. Now, this royal house was not a ruling or controlling house in the nation, but things changed when Temenggung Abdullah Rahman was appointed by Sultan Muhammad Shah III of Johor in the early 19th century to serve as the chief minister and advisor to the Sultan. His appointment marked the establishment of the House of Temenggung as a distinct lineage within the Johor Sultanate, and since its formation, the house and its members have maintained a strong influential role not just in Johor but also in Malaysia politics and society. But over the years, the power of this royal house has only declined with modern democratic values. However, the head of this royal house still holds strong political power and acts within the constitutional framework. Now, the current members of the House include more than 12 members, and the head of these 12 members and 3.5 million population of Johor State is His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim Ibni Almarhum Sultan Iskandar, who rules the state with strong authority. And as members of the ruling house, the king and its members still receive a lot of respect and love from the people of the state, mostly due to their historical significance and their ongoing contribution towards the nation. At number 7, we have the House of Nuaimi of Ajman, which rules the Emirate of Ajman, UAE. The formation of this royal house started with the conflict that started around 1816 with Sheikh Rashid bin Umayyad al Nuaimi, and 50 of his followers took control of the coastal settlement of Ajman from members of the Al-Bushamis tribe in a short conflict. Later, in 1817, Rashi and his followers took complete control of Ajman, and this rule was endorsed by the powerful sheikh of the neighboring emirates. This shift of control in the emirate not only made way for a new king, but also led to the creation of the royal house called the Royal House Nuaimi. And since its formation, it has led Ajman on its journey towards progress and prosperity. Furthermore, the members of this royal house were clear about implementing fresh infrastructure projects, educational initiatives, and economic diversification, giving special importance to the modernization of their emirate. In fact, during the 90s, this emirate started attracting a lot of tourism for its modern approach. All his effort as member of this 216-year-old royal house has generated a natural backing of the common citizen toward the leadership. Speaking of leadership, at present this house is led by the 10th ruler of Ajman, Sheikh Umayyad bin Rashid al Nuaimi III. Now His Majesty and his royal family as royals lead the nation and still hold strong control over it. Next, we have a royal house of Dlamini from an African nation called Eswatini. Starting with its formation, this prestigious royal house was formed in the early 18th century when King Dlamini I, the first ruler of the nation, united different Nguni clans in what we now know as Eswatini. And he did it through the diplomatic influence of his clan and wise leadership. All this helped King Dlamini to establish a strong and unified kingdom, and with the formation of the nation, he laid the foundation for the House of Dlamini. But interestingly, from its formation, it remained a monarchy, giving absolute power to the members of the royal house. And with absolute power, its measures of Dlamini have maintained a delicate balance between tradition and modernization, preserving Swazi customs and values while also adapting to the changing times. However, even after 2 long centuries, this house managed to survive. Now at present, this royal house includes more than 40 to 50 members, and King Mswati III, who ascended to the throne in 1986, serves as both the monarch and the present head of state. As a royal, he and his royal family hold total influence over political, cultural, and business sectors of the nation. At number 5, we have a royal house from Germany, and this is the Royal House of Thurn in Texas. This is a prominent German noble house that was primarily formed through the efforts of Franz von Taxis. Franz originally belonged to the Italian Tasso family. He established a postal service during the 16th century in a few areas of Germany, which was part of the Holy Roman Empire. This postal system, known as the Taxis Postal Network, played a crucial role in connecting different parts of the empire and facilitating communication. This revolutionary innovative postal service not only helped Franz and his family financially, but also enhanced the efficiency of communication within the Roman Empire. As a result of their contributions to the empire, they gained prominence and prestige in Europe. Over time, with the help of their huge financial wealth, their family influence grew beyond the postal services, and it grew in diplomacy and commerce, leading to becoming a prominent royal house of Germany. However, in modern times, the House of Thurn and Taxis remains an important part of Germany and its rich history, but it no longer holds political power in the nation as it has grown beyond monarchy. Now this royal house has less than 10 active members, and the current head of the family is Albert, the 12th Prince of Thurn on Taxis. Next, we have a 278-year-old royal house from Malaysia called the House of Opudang Chelek. Now, this royal house of Malaysia rules one state of the nation called Selangor, which is a western part of Malaysia. However, the royal house that controls this state was established in the 1775 century when the Sultan Salahuddin, who was a prominent figure of the Malay Peninsula, consolidated the various Malay states and founded the Selangor Sultanate. This marked the beginning of the royal lineage that not only shaped the individual state of Malaysia, but the entire nation. And since then, the House of Selangor has played a crucial role in the development and progress of the nation on multiple fronts. The successive sultans and royal family members of this royal house have actively engaged in both traditional and modern aspects of the governance. They have supported education, culture, and the preservation of Malaysia's heritage. Additionally, they've also promoted economic development by encouraging trade and commerce within the region, leading Selangor to grow as an economic powerhouse of the nation. Now, this royal house includes more than 12 royal members, with its head being Sultan Sharfuddin Idris Shah, the 9th ruler of Selangor. However, in the present time, with the introduction of a constitutional framework in the nation, the power of its sultan and its royal house is mostly restricted and ceremonious in nature. At number 3, we have the Royal House of Norodom from Cambodia. The formation of this royal house started during the early 19th century when Cambodia was facing pressure from both Thailand and Vietnam. This led to instability and even later led to a huge power vacuum as there was no powerful ruler in the nation, and then a key figure emerged, and this was Norodom I, also known as Ang Duong, a prince within the Cambodian royal family. During this time, Cambodia was also caught in the rivalry between the French colonial empire and the regional influence of Thailand. However, in 1860, under the sponsorship and military support of the French, Ang Duong was crowned as Prince Norodom I. His reign marked the beginning of the House of Norodom that went on to play a significant role in shaping the destiny of Cambodia, even through the tough times. The house has witnessed periods of colonial rule, political turmoil, and upheaval. Yet this house endured the challenges that led the nation for the betterment of the people. Now, at present, neither the house nor its 14 members, including the present king Norodom Sihamoni, hold any present power in the nation. Yet they regularly take in part royal ceremonies and international events where they represent their nation with dignity. Next, we have the Royal House of Al Mu'alla, which rules the Emirate of Al Quwain. The formation of this royal house all started with the Al Ali tribe, which was one of the tribes of the Arabian Peninsula. The members of this tribe and Sheikh Rashid bin Ahmad Al Mu'alla moved to the Al Quwain at a time when the tribes of the region were in conflict with each other. But with this diplomacy and good governance, Sheikh Rashid established his authority in the region, and finally, in 1786, almost 255 years ago, he formed the royal house, which we now know as the Royal House of Al Mu'alla. Over the years, Al Mu'alla's family has played an active role in shaping the destiny of the emirate and contributed to the broader development of the unity of UAE. And although this royal house and the emirate are not as popular as the other emirates of the UAE, but they still play a vital role in rolling the economy of the UAE forward. Now it has more than 8 core members who lead the emirate at every front, and since their forming action, there have been 10 sheikh, and the current sheikh of the house is Sheikh Saud bin Al Mu'alla. However, despite ruling the emirate for over 2 centuries, the people of the UAE still hold deep respect for their house and their hardworking royals. At number 1, we have a small nation-state made out of 170 islands of Polynesia. This is Tonga, and the royal house of this fascinating island nation, and this is the House of Tupou. This distinguished royal house was founded by King George Tupou I in the late 1830s, and it started when King George began a series of military campaigns and alliances where he demonstrated exceptional leadership and strong military power, leading to establishing himself as a paramount chief and the de facto leader of Tonga. However, it wasn't until 1845 that he officially declared himself King George Tupou I and formed the nation itself, and with this, the House of Tupou was born. After Tupou I, there were 6 royal rulers in the nation who implemented a series of political and social reforms, including the establishment of a code of laws and the abolition of traditional land tenure systems, which further helped consolidate Tonga's power structure. In the present modern time, the head of the royal house is Tupou VI, whose power is unlike the other kings of Europe, and it's unrestricted in the nation, as Tupou is still a constitutional monarchy, which means it gives a vast range of powers to the king. That includes appointment of the prime minister, dissolve the parliament, and even veto legislation. All this proves the unknown royal household's strong control over the nation, and it will continue to hold for the coming years. Thanks for watching the video. Comment down below your favorite part and let us know. Also press the subscribe button and bell icon for regular updates.